In this chapter, we'll analyze how aggregate demand and supply change as we move from the short run to the long run. We will apply this model to cost push inflation, demand pull inflation, and economic growth. The Phillips curve is introduced along with the impact of taxes and aggregate supply and taxes and economic growth. Moving from short-run aggregate supply to a long-run aggregate supply model is a key analytical tool in understanding how the economy adjusts to economic shocks, as well as monetary and fiscal policy. While in the short run, input prices tend to be inflexible, meaning they cannot be changed easily. In the long run, all prices are fully flexible. Making the transition from short run to long run will provide much insight into the process. In short-run aggregate supply analysis, it is necessary to make three assumptions. 1. The initial price level is P1. 2. Firms and workers have established nominal wages on the expectation that this price level will exist. And 3. The price level is flexible both upward and downward. In this model, the economy will be operating at full employment output. If prices increase because nominal wages and other input prices are fixed, firms receive more profits, which will lead them to increased output, which will move the economy beyond full employment, which will reduce the unemployment rate below its natural level. If prices fall, the opposite effect would occur. These movements occur along the short-run aggregate supply line. In the long run, nominal wages can adjust in response to changes in the price level. In that situation, an increase in prices leads to an increase in input prices, which will result in the short-run aggregate supply curve actually shifting upward to a new level. If prices fall, the aggregate supply curve shifts downward. These shifts allow us to derive a vertical long-run aggregate supply curve located at the full employment output level. Here, we see the movement along the short-run aggregate supply curve in the first graph as prices increase or decrease. In the second graph, we see the short-run aggregate supply curve shift up or down as prices increase or decrease, and the new long-run aggregate supply curve is drawn vertically at the full employment output level, reflecting the new price levels in the long run. In the long run, all things move back to equilibrium. Bringing in the aggregate demand curve, we now have a graph with three curves: short-run aggregate supply, long-run aggregate supply, and aggregate demand, which is the same regardless of short run or long run. All three intersect at the long run outcome, which is the nation's natural level of unemployment. In the U.S., that is assumed to be between 4 to 6%.